Good evening, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Canada Cup Season 2. My name is Barry. With me is El Presidente once again. How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm doing quite well.
I'm really tired. It is really just really bad, just boring, tiring day.
I woke up an hour and a half ago.
You slept the whole day?
Damn straight.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But our first game of the night, we've got three for you today. It's going to be Band of Brothers United and semXorah Gaming. Personally, teams that run a uniform emblems tend to be a little bit more frightening than teams that don't. The SX just, I mean, any team that has a uniform, I don't even care what it is. I know like the two Chuan's one is probably the nicest one. Hopefully they have all of Chuan here tonight because they've always been missing at least one letter, which kind of sucks. It doesn't really, it doesn't have that same feeling.
I agree. Yesterday they were missing the C. The day before they were missing the N. One day they'll have two Chuans.
Two Chuans. They should name themselves like a part of Chuan as well. There was that team that did that. There was like Chuan's luscious hair. There wasn't. I don't know. Was
Oh yeah. Luscious hair, like chiseled chin.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty excellent.
It was pretty fantastic. But we got one ban from each team so far. We've got our other Titan, pretty standard there, and our Venomancer as well. Nothing too surprising in that as well. So actually taking a little bit of time for the second ban here is Band of Brothers. But I mean, realistically, personally, I find it quite hard to ban out everything important in the first two bans like it was before. I mean, before it was always your standard Batrider. Now, not so much. Maybe the only one that falls under that category is the Elder Titan now. But even then, I mean, there's just so many popular heroes that need to be banned out that no matter what, I think it really boils down to more preference than anything now.
Yeah, it is more preference. There was an important patch note today. Skeleton
No more
King
Skeleton
was
King.
removed, so
I know,
that's meta changing.
He was our first pick. I don't know what teams are going to do without him.
Exactly.
That kind of bums me out, though. Hopefully it's a sign of we're getting new heroes.
Well, there was Legion Commander being teased very heavily.
Yeah, we need a commander who will lead a legion. Oh, man.
I'm excited. I think she's going to be excellent.
I think she's going to be, I don't know, I wouldn't say meta changing. I know she's going to be a pub star for like a really long time. That's just how she is, but other than that, I don't think she'll be, I think she'll be maybe a niche pick in competitive, but she's never going to be as strong as she is in pubs.
Yeah, I guess.
Secretly, I just want Terrorblade. That's all I want. I want Terrorblade in my Dota. I need some Terrorblade in my life. I haven't ever played Dota 1, so it's weird. I want Terrorblade, but I've never seen or played him before.
You've never seen her play Terrorblade before?
Never.
Sadness.
I imagine he's pretty good. I mean, tons of illusions. That's usually the way to go. But either way, Band of Brothers, first pick. They're going to go with the Alchemist here. Actually, kind of surprising that people ran him first pick. I know the trend usually is the earlier you pick him up, the more likely he's going to be a support. The later you pick him up, the more likely he's going to be a carry. But in this case, semXorah Gaming are perfectly okay with picking their supports first. They've picked up the Crystal Maiden and the Timbersaw as well. Two very solid picks. Doesn't tell us too much about their lineup this far, but either way, Crystal Maiden, very, very solid. Combines well with Timbersaw too.
Yeah, personally, I always think that Crystal Maiden is a stronger first pick kind of support hero. I feel like she fits better in most lineups. In addition to being a much more powerful rotating hero, even though Visage contributes more damage during a team fight with the Gargoyles, the Familiars, and the Soul Assumption, I feel like Crystal Maiden just has much more impact in a lot of these team fights because the freezing field attack and movement speed slow is significantly more impactful than the Grave Shield, which is one single target. Meanwhile, Crystal Maiden affects everybody. In addition, her Mirror Survival enables other lanes to win. Heroes like Timbersaw are significantly more comfortable with a Crystal Maiden on their team because it means that they can use Timber Chain more often, they can use Whirling Death more liberally, and once they hit level 6, they can start using the Chakra more liberally as well, increasing their laning effectiveness as well as their survivability.
Well, what we're probably going to see is Alchemist run with Visage in some kind of a dual lane, or whether or not they pick up another support for a tri lane. It is likely. Usually you want to pair another stun with Concoction, unless you're running Alch as a support, but there is no evidence of this just yet, but I'm not too sure. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're going to run him as a carry. I mean, if he's going to be played as the secondary support with Visage, I mean, that doesn't really get all that much done. Honestly, I think Concoction isn't really a reliable stun. Frankly, I mean, yesterday we saw, I forget who it was, he whiffed it like 8 or 9 times out of the 12 or the 13 he threw a Concoction, so it's just not reliable. But it's more gaming, picking up the Luna. I like that. I haven't seen a lot of Luna. I know that Speed Gaming was really, really keen on the Luna because it's Eternal Envy's favorite carry, so...
Does Eternal Envy have a Luna mod too? So I know he has one for Juggernaut.
A what mod?
Well, for Eternal Envy, he being the anime fan that he is, actually has a couple of mods for several heroes where they're replaced with anime characters.
What? The model.
Yes, and the sound files and the icons.
Why? Why?
So his Juggernaut is Saber from Fate's Day.
But would it even have any animations?
Yes.
Really? Are they custom, or how would that work?
Yeah, it's a custom mod. It's a full replacement.
Is that even okay? I mean, it doesn't change
Yeah,
anything gameplay-wise, but...
It's totally fine. It doesn't change anything on anyone else's side. It changes it only on your side. It's a client-side mod.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's like if everyone looked like, error symbols instead. That's fine.
I feel like I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Regardless, we do see the Luna and the Lich being picked up by semXorah, and I like Luna personally. I think sort of like Gyrocopter, she starts off really strong in the lane, doing lots of damage. She has very good lane presence because of the bonus damage, but in addition, she transitions well into mid game because she does a lot of magical damage for that period, and then in the late game, she does a lot of physical damage thanks to the Moonglaves.
Well, I mean, it kind of depends how you build her. You could go pretty aggressive, honestly. I mean, they've picked up the Lich, so odds are we'll see some kind of safe lane combination with her. And that's actually pretty scary. We've seen that before, the Lich and the Luna together. And it does quite a bit of damage. The harass potential is really, really strong. It has a lot of sustainability as well. Lich is never going to run out of mana. They've got the Crystal Maiden there as well to ensure that Luna, if she wants to go with a high Lucent Beam build, there's that option as well, so she can spam it out on probably the Clockwork here. Depending on what Band of Brothers want to go with, I mean, odds are it is going to be Clockwork in our solo offlane.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking at this personally, I do feel the best build for Luna is always going to be 1 point in Lunar Blessing, max the Lucent Beam, and I'd honestly save the point, and I wouldn't get any more points in Lunar Blessing just to get more points in the Moonglaive faster, to get you started on the Ancients, basically, because the leveling of the Moonglaive is actually very significant. The level 3, level 4 being a full 2 extra bounce as opposed to just 1. And then you want to have, of course, a maxed out Lucent Beam, because otherwise Eclipse hits for very little, comparatively. That said, the Gyrocopter is picked up by BoB, so we are going to look at 2 similar carries kind of playing against each other here in terms of style, in terms of how they fit into roles.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just going to be ancient stacking in that sense, but with that pickup that does signal that Timbersai is going to be our offlaner here, so it's pretty much going to be a war between Clock and Timbersaw in the sense, in terms of aggression here, whether or not each of these offlaners is going to be able to accomplish in their first 15 minutes of play, because with the Luna and the Gyro, you really can't expect them to be too impactful till at least 25-30 minutes when they've picked up, obviously, a BKB on Gyro. Same could be said for Luna, and they work towards their second damage item. So it's pretty much going to be, if Timbersaw picks up a lot of kills, he's going to put Band of Brothers down, give Luna that space. Same can be said for Clockwork. But with that Invoker pick, love it. Every time. If I could force teams into picking Invoker every single game, I could watch Invoker all day, every day. Abaddon too.
I'd love to see more Ursa picks personally, but we see a quick smoke coming out of BoB.
That
makes something happen.
Almost a 0-0 smoke there, but introductions while we get the opportunity here. Kaki getting, is it Nyak? You know what? AC. Let's call him AC. He's going to be playing our Invoker, heading towards the mid lane.
How do you get AC?
There's an A and a C in his name, so I say AC. It's at the end.
Just go Kucky.
Okay, I'll go with that. Kaki. Okay, anyways. Fitch Bop over on our Alchemist down on our bottom lane with Cat ND on the Visage and Lowdow on our Clockwork here. Oh, a little bit of engagement. He's already charging up the Concoction. They're looking for that kill there on Lolling Blue. Lolling Blue, he's trying to break the distance there so he won't get hit by the Concoction. Self-stun does go off there. I think he could have got a little greedy and got a throw off there, but Luna does have that superior movement speed, so...
Meanwhile, in semXorah, we see Katniss sitting up on the Lich. We're going to see ACC taking up the Crystal Maiden on the bot lane. Is going to be Long Blue on the Luna. In the mid lane, we're going to see... Here he is. Gam on the puck, and in the off lane, we're going to see Blasty taking up that Timbersaw, although he is sitting in a really weird spot. I don't know what's going on yet. They might be rotating up to the top lane.
Yeah, but, I mean, do they really...
It's going to be dual lanes.
Is it going to be dual lanes? Lich, Timbersaw, dual lane. Okay. That's something I have never seen before, but hey, why not?
ACC is rotating back bot.
No, he's not. No, he's going top lane. Yeah, he's just warding. But this is actually the first implication of Lich that we've seen where teams don't run him in the off lane, like an off lane dual lane. I think in the safe lane, he's actually going to perform a lot better than he would have. But with our Crystal Maiden not here, if BoB do notice this, they can take the opportunity to go around and look for that kill. And I think they're even going to look for it right now. Cat ND, he's there as well. He's actually taking Grave Chill. There goes the Grave Chill. Looking to set up that slow for the concoction. Concoction 4 seconds. It goes off. The damage is there, but they're not going to have the follow-up just yet. All they need is one of 2 more right clicks, and they're actually going to find it there. But Thitchbop, it's just like a combination of few people might have taken some sour abilities, but Alchemist is able to escape, and BoB pick up that first kill. Very quick reaction.
Immediately TP's down to the bot lane once this happens.
Ugh, what does that say though? I mean,
well, your Timbersaw is going to be very upset about this, actually.
Yeah.
He's going to take a very long time to rotate back up to the top lane. He's going to be set very far behind as a result. Crystal Maiden as well now has to rotate down to the bot lane. In the meantime, we're going to see complete free farm on Leo, which is a very big deal. But luckily, we do see that in the mid lane, Invoker is getting manhandled.
oh, that kind of bums me out. Well, he's got himself his null talisman. Either way, Lolling
still
Blue.
getting
I mean, I feel like either there was a little bit of communication error, or Lolling Blue's like, screw it, I died first blood, I don't want to do this, I'm going to go bottom lane, Timbersaw, go top lane, I'm punishing you for it. I'm the carry, get out of my way. It's just, it seems a little forced. I think it might have been a little bit of a misplay from him dying in that top lane. I think they could have went back with the Crystal Maiden and they would have survived. They would have been okay, because there isn't really a super solid stun in this top lane. Yeah, the Grave Chill is going to be your main source of initiation for that concoction, but as long as you're careful not to be caught in, too close to Visage or too close to Alchemist, I think you would do just fine.
Yeah, that's absolutely going to be the case. It's all about keeping your distance here. The problem is there wasn't any warding done to block the small camp here, right? So because of that, often the creep wave is going to be pushed up way close to the enemy tower, in which case you can easily get kind of flanked and put from behind here by an Alchemist Visage rotation. But we do see Visage missing from... Oh, no, there he is.
Oh, there it is. There's a concoction, and right away the damage just... they have taken the perfect combination of abilities. Honestly, I mean, it's all positioning for their combination. I mean, whether or not Visage starts off close enough to you that he can get, or excuse me, Alchemist, so he can get a really good charge on that concoction. And I mean, their lane control is really what's securing them this, because their lane control has been so phenomenal, making sure that they always have the line of sight advantage on the side force. So Alchemist always has that short distance to travel. So it's really been the story of this top lane.
Yeah, it's not looking good for semXorah. They definitely need to be looking to kind of make up for it on the bot lane a little bit, but even there, Clockwork is getting actually a decent amount of levels, all things considered. He's getting a little bit of harassed onto him by Lone Blue, but Lone Blue ends up taking so much damage from the creep wave as a follow-up that never really turns out that well for her either.
Well, it's just going to be Lot out picking up levels, and then he's just going to move towards our mid lane. He could even look for a kill on Cam if he wanted to, who right now is really the only person on semXorah who's doing comparably well to everybody else on BoB. Because, I mean, your Gyro's already got 2 kills, but in the top lane, we're actually going to look for another one here on Blasty. The range creep is there, providing a little bit of tank, but he's still going to go down. That's 2 deaths for Timbersaw. A delayed rotation and 2 deaths for him.
Yeah, definitely not a good sign. They really need to start making up for this somewhere. They gotta get some kills on the bot lane on the Clockwork somehow. But Loadout even manages to steal the rune from Gam, so Gam is gonna be set back actually quite a bit because of this. missing at least a couple of creeps worth of XP, and that actually hurts quite a bit. It's gonna stack up. Invoker being a very level hungry mid hero.
Well, there is the potential that
and Midas is being started on Cucky.
Is it already?
Yeah, he has the Gloves of Haste, so he's gonna be looking at picking up the recipe as soon as he can. Because I can't imagine him building treads on Invoker.
Yeah, no, I really wouldn't see the purpose on it either. That would be a first though, seeing the treads on Invoker. But what I could see happening is Puck, because he's doing, or she, whatever, is doing reasonably well. Because it's doing quite well. She could move out to either of this top or the bottom lane. More likely this top lane. And even though Timbersaw's died twice, he still has a lot of damage in only Timber Chain. Okay. Alright. I think I would have gone with more of a 2-1-1 build at this point, or even a...
I would have gone 2-1...
1-1-2?
1-2-2, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that probably would have worked a little better.
But
either way, more reactive armor is the key to trying to get across at this point. I mean, he died dying twice. Even if Puck comes up here, do they even have enough damage to clear anybody in this lane? Even they would have to pretty much blow all their cooldowns to bring down Leo, who sits at level 5, already has his face boots up. I mean, bringing him down it's pretty much a chore. But we're already seeing a loop around from the BoB supports once again. Smoked up is Thick Bob and Katnid. Well,
they might be looking... They're actually going to go behind.
Oh, they're going to reach around.
Tier 1.
Yeah, I mean, they have... Do they have level parity with Lich? They
be very
don't,
greedy.
yeah, but...
Leo needs to get his level 6 ASAP for this to work. Oh, but he's not going to have it.
Oh, not going to matter. They're just going to throw it down. They're going to look for that Sunstrike as well. Lands on Katniss. He's actually... Alchemist's actually taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down to the tower there, but they're actually going to look to trade it again with Katniss. Katniss taking quite a bit of damage from those creeps, as well as the acid spray. He'll be forced to back out. TP stopped by Leo the Mexer. Is he actually going to look to go back in? Oh, he actually achieves his level 6 just on the edge of that wave. And Katniss, he's going to get stuck out by himself right here. He's looking to catch him in. Actually almost blocks in Katniss. And Katniss goes down very quick. What turned into a very easy kill for them. It might cost them all 3 of their lane.
A mistake was made by Leo. A huge mistake.
Ouch.
Because he used the cooldown, he actually did not have enough mana to use the Rocket Barrage. And that basically led to Katniss getting out.
Well, losing 2, more importantly, losing 2 to Timbersaw is probably the most important part of that right now.
It's going to get him caught up in terms of levels, and that's all that really matters for Timbersaw. Yes, Bloodstone is nice, but the levels are really the important thing.
Yeah, Clockwork Farm also hasn't really gone anywhere either. He is almost... No, he just hit level 5, and on the other hand, those 2 kills achieved pretty much a level 6 for Timbersaw. And Midas now done a long blue. Not a huge surprise there. Midas pretty common there on Luna. Go for the long game. You get the attack speed is also actually pretty effective. More effective on Luna than most other carries just because of high level of Moonglaives. It remains a more relevant item longer. A little bit of rotation there as well. Blasty, he's over in our mid lane right now. He's probably maybe looking for an opportunity. Again, the Sunstrike is ready if he wants to maybe find a kill on... Just short of the mana, but instead, rotation's going to come in. We have 3 in our mid lane right now, but they didn't have the slow. There's the Chakram, ACC. He's looking for it as well. If he finds the freeze is there. Timber Chain to the opposite side. They drop every cooldown to blow up Invoker, and it really doesn't matter. They've secured their kill for pretty much no cost at all.
Well, besides cooldowns, but all things considered, that's not that big of a deal. Taking out the Invoker.
Oh, bottom lane haste on Blasty, but oh wow, he actually can't make anything of it. Good placement on Cogs from Lado.
Yeah, killing the Invoker is a very big deal. It's going to delay his Midas even further. The fact that he doesn't have it already is not a good sign, put simply.
In terms of what Leo the Mixer is building, let's get the courier something on the courier right now. Where is the Raid Dyer courier? There it is. Was something on it? No, apparently not. But either way, a little bit of action in our mid lane there as well. Chain Frost is going to go out, bouncing between the creeps. Katniss, he's actually taking a lot of damage from this ice wall there as well, but ACC he's pretty much the border guard for him right now. Not going to be able to come in and put too much damage with ACC standing there, but rotation for Puck going back towards our top lane. Not going to allow Gyrocopter to sit there and farm idly for too long. I mean, they know that Luna's pretty uncontested down at the bottom lane. She is the leader with a Midas now as well, so I mean, semXorah, they're back to even on this game. I mean, they were behind. I mean, that Timbersaw trade that they did at the beginning of the 2 deaths, as well as the slow rotation, was really, really painful, but they're pretty much on parity now with BoB.
Yeah. Getting caught up like this is definitely not what BoB really wanted to give away after kind of getting that early advantage with their tri-lane actually getting a lot of kills that they probably shouldn't have. That said, the execution past that, BoB got really greedy looking to dive towers for it. And honestly, like I said, that gank was probably not going to go off too well unless they had a cooldown prepared for it, and they did not.
Oh,
so
they're going to look to loop around once again, but it's actually just going to be Alchemist going down. Really nothing you can do about it as he finds the combination there, but the Dream Coil does go. Looking to catch Catnip, he's looking to get as close to the tower as possible here, and he'll put enough distance, preventing ACC from freezing him up. Also doesn't have enough mana for it, so... But once again, that is another kill for semXorah. In terms of gold and experience, really achieved them a 1,500 gold lead and experience. 3,000 is actually their experience lead right now, which pretty much is the explanation of how BoB's ganks have been going.
Yeah.
Loud out. Moving towards our mid lane as well. He's got level 6. He's got the hook if he wants to look for a kill on Crystal Maiden. They fortunately don't have vision on the opposite side of the river here on this side, so they'll have to wait for that. 10-minute Midas finished on Invoker. It's actually the same time that the Midas was finished on yesterday's Invoker, but either way.
Well, this is so less than ideal. Again, the Midas is an item you really want to get as early as possible. And the problem is Invoker, well, still not even compared to Luna's late game abilities. They really got to rely on the Gyrocopter getting extremely farmed. The problem is Gyrocopter is well behind Luna in terms of farm at this point. Full 12 last hits, never mind the Midas being on Luna for 2 uses already. Oh, but she might go down here. Yeah, there she goes. And Barry is currently incapacitated.
I apologize. I had to get the kitty cat. It was crying again. It was crying again. Nope, mid lane, a little bit of engagement there as well. Once again, going on to Invoker. There's the Frostbite. Gam already on the opposite side, blocking Invoker's escape path. Cold Snap is there. Just a little bit of delay. Quas, triple Quas is popped. He does go the right direction here, popping his phase boost, but not going to be able to go up onto the high ground. Illusionary Orb as well. Yeah, that's going to be the end of him. And one more right click is all they're going to need. Not even necessary. Crystal Nova finishes him off.
Actually, very close. Invoker almost got out. Had he actually had one more level, he actually would have gotten out. He would have been able to Ghost Walk and just leave.
Bottom lane, Leo, he's starting to contest the tower. He's already got his Helm of the Dominator in his cache here. But interesting that he's actually left the safety of his top lane here. But Invoker in the mid lane actually picking up a kill on Puck.
Yeah, familiar to save Forge Spirits. The Forged Spirits doing so much damage.
Hey, they're scary. People underestimate them.
Forged Spirits have a D in their name.
It's forged, isn't it? Forged Spirits?
It's Forged Spirits, not Forge Spirits.
Huh.
Fun fact.
Huh. Somebody's going to have to do something about lolling Blue, honestly. I mean, he's been sitting here for what? 12 minutes, completely uncontested?
They did get a kill on him in the jungle.
Did they?
Yeah. That was while you were incapacitated with the kitty.
Nope, either way. Clockwork finding Blasty there on the sideline, but it actually might turn a little bit sour for Ladau here. Blasty, he needs to escape that Q, just doing so much damage. And that haste turn on clock, he'll be able to escape that one there.
Yeah, BoB trying their best to bring it back. They still need to kind of do something about getting more gold up on Leo. Leo is well behind where he needs to be, and with the Helm of the Dominator, they should start looking to stacking the Ancients. You got to get as many stacks of those as possible. There's one thing Gyrocopter is much better at than Luna.
Yeah, farming Ancient stacks. It's pretty much what makes Gyro, honestly. I mean, unless you sit in one lane uncontested for 30 minutes, farming Ancients is what you do. We are 13 minutes. It's not like we're 20 minutes and he's picking up the Helm now. You know, when they would be looking to fight 5v5, but instead, actually, BoB, they moved up here as 5. They got 2 Forge Spirits to go for it. They're really not going to have to make too much of a trade there. The only thing in our bottom lane is the Luna. It's not going to be too hard for them to come down and stop her. Lowdow's already here, looking to handle that. He's got 3 seconds on the hook if he wants to actually go for a solo kill, but he's going to have to be careful. Eclipse is off cooldown. Top tower falls. Nothing to be made out of that. Instead, actually, Blasty's going to go down. A little bit of misplacement from him, looking to make a kill in the back there as well. Freezing Field does go down in the low ground. Not able to catch too much. Chain Frost, on the other hand, is going to make the difference here. The damage is there. Catches 3. 2 are down. 4 at this point. And Clockwork The lonely guy without a TP in our bottom lane.
Yeah, it really came down to the Dream Coil doing a very good job of setting up the Chain Frost in the end, as well as the Freezing Field kind of forcing the rest of BoB into a specific section of the lane, such that they really couldn't do anything with the Chain Frost anymore without at least dying to something else.
Well, I mean,
they were caught in a very bad position.
They had the Freezing Field right behind them. It's not like they could move back. They would have moved into a Freezing Field, and they had already blown all their stuns. They wouldn't have been able to pretty much do anything to Crystal Maiden, so going back would have been death. Pretty much going forward as well, so really good placement there from semXorah. Fortunately, Timbersaw did have to go down for it, though.
Yeah, but they're really okay with that, giving up a Timbersaw for a lot of kills.
Yeah, and Luna was there. I think it was for 2, or maybe it was for 3 that Luna was there for them. But either way, Lolling Blue did come in for a few of them there, and Clockwork actually probably would have made a really big difference if he was there, but he did come down to the bottom lane to try and stop Luna's push, which I guess it was sort of stopped. She still didn't put enough damage on it, but the important thing is it's not really about... She doesn't really care whether or not she puts the tower down. It's pretty much, I'm going to farm until you come and stop me, and it's more about the farm than the tower, so... And she is ahead, 95 for 18 in terms of net worth as well. She's sitting up well over 1,000 ahead of Gyrocopter, and she's already stacking the Ancients. Gyrocopter, on the other hand, hasn't moved over to finish or clean up his stack just yet, and... Would he actually be able to do it solo at this point? I'm not too sure.
Well, yeah, it mostly just involves kiting. You bring up the Ancient stack up to this little area up here, and just shoot down. It takes a little bit of time, especially given that Flak can have a much longer cooldown than it used to. But if you do it properly, you'll actually get it down very quickly.
Yeah, Leo top lane, putting himself in a little bit of danger here, coming down past a little bit of the safe zone here. He's actually going to TP down towards our bottom lane. Nah, bottom lane now. With the rest of semXorah, they're actually starting to assemble here. Is there any smoke in anybody? Crystal Maiden? Good, okay, CM has smoke. She's buying a set of wards as well. So, with 4 of this middle lane, there are options. They can knock down this tier 1, or if they'd like, forcing a team fight is an option as well. They've got most of their abilities off cooldown. Chain Frost, Freezing Field, Dream Coil, most important of it all, is off cooldown as well. If they don't act soon, I mean, they're going to lose this bottom tier 1. Leo the Mixer, he's just moving around. He's already got his Ogre Club, not too far off of that Mithril Hammer as well, so...
Odell looking to get a solo kill on Lowen up on top lane.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it. She's got the Eclipse. If he jumps on her here, she's just going to
actually
Eclipse.
Interrupt the Eclipse very effectively.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, she's not even going to try and... Yeah, she's not even going to try and cast it here. She's just going to take the death.
Yeah, no, she's trying.
Not
it doesn't work. The mini stun duration on it's just too good, but Black Cat in the mid lane for it.
Well, yeah. Blasty, once again, though, he is the casualty of these fights once again. Leo the Mixer is going to be there to claim that kill as Loudon makes his way towards the middle lane. He's going to pop the cogs, looking to block off Gan. Very well placed by him, and they're going to secure another kill. Self-stun on Alchemist. Freezing Field is going to go down. Not going to be enough RNG to bring down Lowdown, though, so... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the rocks actually has to hit somebody in the Freezing Field for their damage.
The rocks explode randomly in the area around her, and if the rocks explode in a fairly large area of effect, but yes, they do need to land remotely close to the person who we deal damage to. And in that case, RNGesus was not kind to ACC, and none of the rocks end up anywhere near Lowdown.
Yeah, I think it might be better. I mean, she's already a really popular pick, but I think it might be, a good choice to just make it, that the explosions are just a graphical effect, and that it's really the entire AoE, just, every pulse does a certain amount of damage. It might be a little bit more effective. I mean, we've seen Freezing Fields that decide fights, but sometimes, you just don't get the luck, and it doesn't do anything at all. Alchemist, he's actually got his mechanism. In terms of whether or not each team is ahead, yeah, it is as I thought there. The gold graph pretty much says even in terms of gold. Experience, on the other hand, though, they do have the advantage, semXorah, just because Luna's been farming by herself for quite a while. I think she's had more uses of her Midas than Gyrocopter's had, so she's going to have a little bit of that experience advantage. Same thing can be said for the supports who have been participating in a few more fights. They're actually going to find a kill there on Visage. Very, very easy to follow up on that there as well. Not much can be done by Invoker. He's got his Yules, looking to set up those Exhort combinations. Meteor. Actually, you could probably do Meteor into Sunstrike as well if you have the timing for it, so...
Well, that's really the reason why you use the Yules. You'll Yules them up, you'll set up the Sunstrike right below it, and you'll drop the Meteor
Yeah,
very
Yules
quickly
is
afterwards.
cheaper than Tornado, so.
Well, it's also the movement speed that Invoker gets from it, which is a very big deal when you're playing XOR. You're a very slow hero otherwise.
Yeah. Especially a lot of the abilities to get out of Exort are going to be position-based, looking to get a lot of people hit with that Deafening Blast, more than one on the Meteor. Just especially with the very long cooldown abilities, you want to have the highest impact, and obviously the most movement is going to allow you the highest impact. He also really doesn't need to build damage items. I mean, he scales relatively well as long as you're leveling Exort. He gets his growth for his auto attack damage, and then he gets the Exort damage, plus the extra growth he gets from taking Exort, so... Down on the bottom lane, Leo is actually just sitting here by himself. Nobody's come down to kill him just yet, and he's pretty much done his BKB. 800 gold. He'll be done that there. And on the other hand, Luna, she's actually, I think, about the same distance away. I think they're like 200 gold apart from being the same distance.
Leo. Oh, Leo's dead. Yeah,
Not
it's
too hard.
could have saved him too. He waited so long to stun.
No.
That was a mistake. He should have thrown the stun earlier.
Yeah.
He also
However,
had a back.
that is a kill on Leo, so it's probably the most important thing semXorah can take away from that. They also weren't able to pick up that kill on Puck, so I think semXorah do come out on top in that engagement.
Yeah, trading off Lich for Leo is definitely worthwhile. The worst part was that was definitely avoidable. Mech was up on Lich Bop. The stun could have been thrown earlier to enable the mech usage, and then they probably would have gotten both in exchange instead of losing one. A little bit of a misplay there. The only thing that's really going BoB's way at the moment is that they do have a huge tower advantage, so I think they actually don't have an overall gold advantage because they haven't been farming as well.
Yeah, that actually really surprised me. They have the tower advantage, but they don't have the gold advantage. I mean, that really concerns me because as soon as semXorah get their gear or get their, their lack of a less coarse word together, they'll be able to push the towers down, and their gold advantage is just going to get a lot bigger. I mean, there's still 2 tier 1s that they could push down with pretty much ease. If they go into a 5-on-5 engagement, they're more than likely going to take away a victory here. Lolling Blue has done his BKB. Still waiting on the BKB, however, for the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, there's Sunstrike coming down on Katniss. Katniss, is he going to fall? Yes, he is. Yeah, he was just... knew he was going to die, so he threw it down. We're actually going to see a team engagement going on here as well. Team BoB, he does miss the concoction. They're just going to back out, satisfied with the 1 kill on Lich. They don't want to push their luck.
Yeah, definitely not a good sign. Yeah, they were able to get the kill on Katniss, but the fact that they were only able to get that kill and that kept stopping movement, not a good sign.
Oh man, I need something to wake me up. I am like, whew. I'm really tired. Wow. I wish I slept all day. I really wish I slept all day. It always happens. This finishes, and then all I want to do is just stay up, and then I stay up for too long. Just, damn. Uh-oh. Oof. I thought the stream was lagging there for a moment. I was looking at it on Twitch. It looked like it was lagging. I got really concerned. Is it? I think it is. No, it is! No! Why is it lagging? Oh God, it's lagging. Why is it lagging? I have really good. I have good high uptime or upload right now. I'm asking the chat. Oof, my English. I guess it did. I guess only if you look at it long enough, experiencing. Doesn't look like it's spelled properly. Whoops. Who we really got? Oh, we really got Lich. Okay. We really got SX. Who do you think takes this late game? SX or BoB?
Honestly, looking at like the ultra late game lineups, I favor BoB more than SX. Basically, when it comes down to it, Invoker scales better than Puck. Alchemist will scale better than anyone else on semXorah. Clockwork, I think, has more impact in late game engagements, particularly in base seed situations where Timber Cell tends to be very weak. And Gyrocopter, Luna's a wash. They're both basically the same kind of hero when it comes to the late game. Luna being a little bit better at base raising, but Gyro being better at team fighting. So I think it's a wash. But if that's like ultra late game when you're looking like 55 minutes in, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've only had
Right
one game so
now-
far go 55 minutes, so I mean, this one could have the potential of doing it. We kind of have the same style of carries on both teams. Very reliant on Aegis, very reliant on timed ancient stacks. It just yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure why it would be lagging, honestly, but I don't know. Either way, a little bit of engagement towards the middle lane as well. They're looking to start to push. Lolling Blue, he's got his BKB in his helm. Gyrocopt now finishing his BKB as well. Familiar's coming in, a little bit of harassment there. He resummons them. I don't know why he would have chosen to resummon them. I think maybe he figured they were going to die, but either way, they know where Clockwork is. Low down. He gets Dream Coiled out there as well. Do they have any detection? No, I was wondering, like, where's the detection coming from, but I think it was just the fade time. Either way, in Lowdown, he's still invis. Gonna be able to escape there. I'm gonna have to be careful. It might prompt a gem purchase from semXorah. I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up a gem within the next 5 minutes. Okay, Vanguard. Alright.
Well, I don't know why they would grab a gem. There's no Shadow Blade up on anyone on BoB.
Vanguard Timbersaw. When was the last time you saw that?
When was the last pub I played with Timbersaw in it? That said, it's not
Timbersaw.
gonna be very good in this particular matchup. When you're looking at the BoB damage lineup, it's a mostly high damage right clickers, the exception being the Forward Spirits from Kuki. And even that, it doesn't really matter because they're getting most of their effectiveness reducing in armor. So, realistically, the Vanguard's a very poor pickup. If you really wanted the health, you could have gotten a Toast on Timbersaw. Because the damage block is garbage.
Yeah, it also gives you the 20 intelligence as well. Give him, I think, only like 0.4 regen, but either way, it's better than nothing because he gets absolutely
Might have
nothing.
Accidentally.
Oh, there is that as well, because he did start with a stout shield to sit in his offlane solo, so.
But that would be really awkward because that would mean he had the point booster and the like he has his arcane boots. He would have to have the point booster and the ring of health, trying to build either a Bloodstone or the Hood of Defiance, but it doesn't explain why you would have.
Or it could have even been a Perseverance. He could have had one of each. He could have had the Ring of Health for the Perseverance, the Vitality booster for the 3,300 gold item there, the one that I don't remember, but
Well,
that would really bother me. Yeah.
The Soul booster.
Yeah, I mean, if that would have happened to me, I know it's happened to me once in a pub game. It's really infuriating. I don't understand why is Vanguard not disassemblable yet. Why has it not been done yet? But either way, there's the Yule Scepter. He's actually looking for the Ice Wall. It's not going to go down. Kind of cheeky that he decides to use it on Puck. I'm not sure what he thought he was going to get out of
Vanguard
that.
isn't disassemblable is because it makes it way too easy to transition it into a anything really.
Yeah, but you can do that with so many other items as well. It can be argued the same thing
You
with
really
Mana
can't
Boots.
do that anymore with any items.
Mana Boots to Bloodstone saves you a lot of money.
Mana Boots is the exception. But like Tranquil Boots doesn't break up nicely anymore.
You see, Dota does that too much, man. That is one of the complaints. I mean, Dota is pretty much the only game I've ever played, but it's like the biggest complaint I've always had is there are so many. Oh, that's an exception. That's an exception. Like when I look at Shadow Demon, he's such a disappointing hero to me. Because you have an ability that's literally called Demonic Purge, and it purges absolutely nothing. Because those abilities are an exception to the ability. Why? It's a purge. I don't understand it.
Because those heroes, when those abilities were purgeable, were completely garbage.
You know, I don't think that's really a viable justification. I think it was a long time ago, Ice Frog came up with it, and it was never changed. And it's just kind of carried on as kind of a, we've always had it that way, and it's just stuck around.
For instance, Sven is actually worthless because was worthless because his God Strength used to be purgeable.
Well, that's just fine. I mean, if Sven is going to be a pickup, there are tons of direct
He
counters
can now
for
be
things.
countered by a 3,300 gold item.
Well, no, I mean that's. I'm talking about the ability Demonic Purge, not the
ability does
purge.
the same thing as the item though.
Really, is it the same?
It's the exact same.
Why would they not just make Demonic Purge separate? Because it's a separate ability. You know what? Arguing
now you're
semantics
saying, why
of
not
it.
make the exception Demonic Purge?
No, it's a separate ability. It's totally separate from the Diffusal Blade. Diffusal Blade is an item, whereas Demonic Purge is an ability. I don't know.
They do the
Whatever.
exact same thing. It's like saying Scotty versus Dragonite's Frost Dragon form, which is a Scotty.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of hearing exceptions. And I know when they had the, Pudge can now buy a Blink Dagger and Venge can now buy a Blink Dagger, it was like, yes, one step close to things being less irritating.
They have that because of griefing.
I know because of griefing, but they came up with such a simple solution to it. It pushes you off of impasse territory.
Push you off. They stole the solution the Han uses.
What is it?
You get free pathing.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just fine. I'm surprised they didn't come up with that a while ago. It's just... Anyways, it just bothers me. BKB also bothers me. I hate BKBs. I wish it would just go away. But anyways. Complaints. Back to the game at hand. In terms of net worth, 14,000 for Luna, 11,000 for Gyrocopter there. So, Alchemist actually picked up a Blink Dagger? Okay, I mean, that's alright, but, I mean, kind of requires the enemy team to sit in one spot for an unreasonable amount of time for you to charge up a reasonable concoction, blink and throw. I mean, I guess it guarantees he'll always get it off, but, I don't know, I think he would have been better off with Pipe, honestly.
Pipe is a good item. Blink Dagger, I think, is mostly so they can try to catch Luna off guard. She is a very fast hero, but...
a little bit of an engagement there. Nothing too much going on. Just Clockwork being brought down by the blink of Puck. Pretty, I guess, safe play from semXorah. They're really only going for what they feel they can confidently grab here, but they're actually going to come in and steal the Ancients there from the Dire. Either way, not going to be too much. It isn't stacked up, so it's not really too much of a loss there for Gyrocopter. Oh, wow. Stealing the Helm Creep, but this could actually be a little bit ugly here. They're actually caught out a little bit by themselves. She could pop it. There's the BKB into the Eclipse. They need to start breaking line of sight. BKB from both carries, not popped out. 1v1 man fight engagement from Leo the Mixer and Law in the Blue. Law in the Blue actually going to be a little bit on the advantage here for the damage. Good. Deafening Blast catches 2 in the background, but already right away he's forced to back out. Dembrasaz says, screw you, that's not happening. 1 goes down, 2 goes down, and that's 3. Lawling Blue picks up a double kill on the end of that fight.
Well, let's see if the Sunstrike shows up for glorious Cucky comeback time.
Nope. I don't think so. No, but Lao he's going in by himself. A little bit of an underestimate there, but Luna, wow, Cucky. Making something of himself here. He has the opportunity. 5 seconds on Invoke if he wants to look for that Sunstrike. Puck needs to be careful. She's starting to run out of mana. There's the Jaunt. However, they have the ward for the Vision there as well. He's got his Sunstrike ready. And he... couldn't find her. Awkward. Oh, I was expecting him.
Interrupted that with the Yules too.
Oh yeah, that's right. You just couldn't find the distance for her. Yikes. Or find her, honestly, at all. But Puck, there might be a Lincoln's. I would prefer a Sheepstick. It's probably more standard. She has enough evasion in the Blink Dagger and pretty much everything else in Puck's toolkit. So BKB now finished up on Invoker as well. I think he might have been better off going with a Blink Dagger instead. There are a lot of BKBs now up. I know, however, that a lot of semXorah's, a lot of the damage they're relying on to carry their mid game right now is magic based. Chain Frost being the #1, but either way, they're just going to jump on Cucky in the middle lane. There's the silence, pushing off Katniss as well. He's taking a decent amount of damage to that Ice Wall, really prevented too much of an escape. Just superb placement there from Cucky. Not going to turn into too much there, unfortunately. Cam, she's just going to back out. He's got the blink. He's charging up the concoction. He's just going to look to blink across and throw it. Does he have the line of sight? No, he actually blinks away to safety this time here.
You know, realistically, if that was what you're really just going to use the the Blink Dagger for, you could have just used Shadow Blade and got the same thing done.
Yeah. I mean, you also get the damage out of it. You get the attack speed as well. It's just... Personally, I think the Shadow Blade might have been a more solid pickup, providing his team with maybe a little bit more. I mean, if you're going to get smacked as Alchemist, you're going to get smacked. Whether or not you do it with a Shadow Blade or do it with the Blink, it doesn't matter. But, Cucky spotting out semXorah. They have to know there's something there. There's the dust. They're spotting him out. He does have a decent amount of attack speed, but there's the Yules right away blinking in. They're looking for the damage. The BKB already popped. Alchemist, I'm going to get a chance to open my mouth, and he's dead. And they're just going to look forward to the chase. Yeah, instead, they're going to move down to the low ground. They know Roshan is available. He's up, and they're going to take it. Probably turn that into either finishing our bottom tier 1 or moving for our first tier 2 here.
Yeah, with the early Roche that they're going to be grabbing, and I say early, but it's 31 minutes in. With this first Roche being taken...
Is it really 31 minutes? My god. It feels like the game's actually a lot shorter. I don't know why. It's just... I don't know.
With this first rush, though, we could see semXorah kind of pushing their advantage and looking to push in very heavily. The only problem is, again, because the game is still pretty early in, right? We're still looking at the kind of the mid-game style of Dota being played right now. The respawn timers are pretty short, so it's going to be very hard for them to really go for any deep pressure.
Well, they do have the opportunity for the tier 1 here. Not going to be too hard for them to grab that. I really doubt there's going to be a contest either. No, not even a chance for it there. But Luna, she's done her Satanic. Yeah, it's only 1100 gold for the recipe. She's going to be finished that. Going to come out to her right now. And at 32 minutes, I think that's actually a really wise pickup for her, considering she already does a decent amount of damage. 106 bonus with the 130 she already has is pretty significant. And not too many people on BoB can actually take that kind of damage right now. Probably the only person who could is, I want to say Clockwork, but possibly Visage or Gyro as well.
Really, the only one who's probably able to take damage from Luna at this point is going through the Clockwork, maybe the Visit, depending on how the bounces fly. Or if you have a BKB, then you're fine. Only Cuck has BKB, though. So.
Is there really only Cuck with a BKB? No, it's Gyro as well. Gyro's got a BKB.
Gyro's got a BKB, too. Okay, so there are 2 BKBs, but that's not going to be enough. Realistically, you got to get a BKB up, probably on the Alchemist as well.
Oh, it seems like such a waste, though. I mean, that seems like such effort Alchemist is going to have to put. See, that's always been my biggest concern with support Alchemist, is why not just pick a better dedicated support? Why couldn't you have just gone with a Nyx Assassin? If you were going to run Alchemist in the tri-lane role they did...
Because Nyx Assassin scrubs here since they changed his stun.
Oh, you know what? He's fine. Just a little bit of skill and you'll land it. Whatever. It's
so
fine.
Barry, how many Nyx stuns have you missed?
I don't know. I don't play Nyx Assassin, so.
So basically, let's not talk about that, huh?
Hey man, I'm not the professional players here. They are, okay. So. Either way, Puck. He has picked up his sheep stick, so. In terms of durations of BKB, we've got 9 seconds left on Gyro. Invokers, on the other hand, is sitting at 9 as well. So I guess teams are just kind of sitting at a stalemate right now. They don't want to push into each other just yet. We're kind of at that lull between 30 and 40 minutes where teams kind of throw out the feelers, finish up the bigger items, and lull into that 45-minute mark where they wait for the Roshan every 10 minutes and then push in for tier 2s and then just base it at that point. They're moving through. They're
probably going to be the most likely.
Yeah, they're looking for somebody. They're not going to find anybody just yet. Gyro, on the other hand, he's done his MKB, and BoB, they're not too worried about waiting. I mean, they're probably going to lose this tier 2 here. I mean, Lolling Blue, he's sitting on the opposite side. They have to know he's got the Satanic by now. But right away, the hook shot does come out, hits the Forge Spirits instead. They've already dropped the Dream Coil as well. The Ice Wall is there. Superb positioning once again, preventing much of an escape. But Caddis, he drops the Chain Frost, actually brings down Visage, and it's actually going to put BoB into kind of an awkward situation there. Most of their team was still up on the high ground, and they're just going to be forced out, excuse me. Well, the Blink goes in right away. They're looking to possibly renown Cucky. There's the Frostbite as well. Call down is dropped on AC. AC goes forward, looking at that freezing field. He's actually going to go down to Gyro. Very, very careful. Lolling Blue, he's still going. 3,800 gold in his inventory. Puck, on the other hand, still has the Aegis. Oh, no, she doesn't. Wow, when did she lose that? Huh, either way. Oh, there's the Blink.
Well, regardless, the second this Rax tower goes down, the amount of pushing that FX pull off at that point is that's the problem.
Well, she's got the Manta chain. That's the scariest part, is the Manta bouncing. That's 200 gold for him. He's got 4,100 gold. He sits in a league ahead of Gyrocopter right now, like way ahead of him. And Gyro looking for that damage on the Fly Cannon. Blasty as well. Cucky goes down. Pretty much no contest there. And Lolling, he just keeps coming up to the high ground and putting a little bit of damage out there. And relatively low. He's going to have to be quite careful, though. He still has yet to use the Satanic, and I think he's trying to bait out a man fight against Gyrocopter. Yeah, I just used it there. Full health right away. Okay. Lolling Blue. She's just sending herself back to this bottom lane here. Opportunity for farm calls, and she's got 4,500 gold to make it happen. Was there actually a buyback? I think there was a buyback from Gyro as well. Was it? Yes, it was. Oh, wait, no. No, it wasn't. Okay. I just thought he had more money than that. Huh. Okay. Wow. In terms of net worth, I really didn't know Luna was that far ahead. Wow, she is almost... God, 8,000 ahead of Gyrocopter right now.
Grabbing the
Unbelievable.
Butterfly next as the last item, and then
Well, what
At
she
that
got?
point, really, you sell your Midas, get bots,
Yeah,
and
she's
then you
already
pick up
got.
a heart.
Yeah, she's
or
getting the butterfly right now.
A rapier for behind.
She's already got the talisman and the quarterstaff. She's only like 6,000 or 8,000 away from finishing the Eagle Song. So, yeah, the butterfly is really a good choice.
8,000.
Luna's stack 8,000. I said 8. Did I say 8,000?
You did say 8,000.
Minus 800. Sorry, butterfly was 8,000 gold.
Barry learning how to math every day.
Oh man, I'm an idiot. But Alchemist, God, his item progression is just dead halted. He has nothing anymore. He's got nothing. He's pretty much just a concoction. What else does he bring? Nothing at all. Just a concoction.
6 minus armor.
And even then, like...
It's actually pretty substantial. It helps bring down the puck and the Lich pretty quickly, to be honest.
Yeah, butterfly down.
Lich a little bit less so because he also has the mech. But definitely the puck and even the Crystal Maiden both get hurt very much by the -6 armor.
Yeah. ACC, he's got his gem now as well. So they have purchased the gem. I think that actually came out a little while ago. I just didn't notice it. But either way, Gyro's continuing to farm. And I think if semXorah really wanted, they could knock down every remaining tier 2 with very little trouble. I mean, Luna hits like a train at this point, and she's got such a gold advantage, and the rest of her team does as well. I mean, they are 10,000 gold ahead. Puck is 12,000 net worth. Timbersaw's there as well. The only formidable match is going to be the Invoker. Yeah, but Invoker, talking about him, he's actually put down his Ice Wall. That's going to be on cooldown. 7 seconds before he can summon any other abilities at this point. They're just going to lose a tier 2 for it. Good long stun there on Luna. Not going to be able to turn it into anything there, unfortunately. Cam, throw another feeler for an opportunity for a Dream Coil. I'm not going to find it. He's still got his Blink Dagger off for cooldown if he wishes to do so. Last year, by the way, as well. What's he got coming out of him? Got something. Boots. Okay, he's got bots. It's interesting for him. He's actually going to go with bots. Well, he's got the Bloodstone, so he really doesn't have to be concerned too much about mana. Just push out lanes very quickly. Flash farm with Chakram, so... Catnip. He doesn't have that much either. A little broke for him. 2,500 net worth. Yeah, it's almost 2 times poorer than Crystal Maiden. Ugh, it kind of hurts for him. But Lich actually has a surprising amount of farm. Ghost Scepter, Mech, Tranquils as well. It's pretty much early game that did that to him. He had a pretty successful early game. A few really good Chain Frosts. Decided a few fights there as well. But Long Blue, they're coming towards this bottom lane. And they're just knocking down all 3 of these tier 2s. Whether or not BoB actually have a decent defending lineup, I mean, it's okay. Invoker can throw the Tornado EMP combo, but the best it's going to do is force out a BKB charge out of the Luna. And on response to that as well, I mean, Gyro's okay at defense. Really, he needs the high ground advantage. I mean, they've got that in the base, but the best thing is probably going to be the Acid Spray.
Yeah, the Acid Spray is definitely going to be the only thing that's really going to keep semXorah from wanting to push. The problem is the Roche is going to be up very soon, about 30 seconds. So that's going to make it very easy for semXorah to kind of push up and get a Rax at that point, especially with the Aegis up on Luna. With the Butterfly, with the Midas, it's going to be very difficult for BoB to stop the push.
Well, Luna's actually running out of slots.
She's going to have the Soul Midas.
Yeah, and I don't think she's going to be the one to take the Aegis. I think they're actually probably going to give it to either Timbersaw or Puck. Probably Puck.
I'd rather see it on the Luna at this point. It lets Luna be a lot more aggressive than she normally would be, and that's a big deal.
Well, I think she's got the farm that she can man mode enough to really just take it. I mean, kill 2 people, go down, come back up, kill everybody else, honestly. As they're probably, if they really want to focus to killing her, they're going to have to blow pretty much everything. So, yeah, they can't stop the Roshan. It's going to happen. Easy for them. Yeah, nothing at all. I mean, the best they could do is get Lowdow in there, pop his blade now, but yeah, Puck for the Aegis once again. Not a huge surprise there. They really want to make sure she gets an initiation off, I think is what they might be looking towards. Because with that Aegis, it's guaranteed she's going to get a Dream Coil off now, so... Check the stream real quick. Don't be lagging, please. Got him as well. Yeah, he's actually back up to 3,300 gold. Pretty rich for him in terms of what he could look to build next. What? I mean, Bloodstone, he's got a Perseverance. He could turn that into what? A Refresher? But when do we see Refresher Puck? Either way, the blink comes in. Very quick reaction there from Gam. Gam's going to turn it around. Salas goes off right away. If the team comes down to support him, he's going to drop that Dream Coil. Looking for one. BoB goes down very, very quickly. He's going to go down to the bounces. No, the regen just barely keeps him alive. And there's the opportunity. Lolling Blue comes up to the high ground. The man up is there. The Yules actually saves Lolling Blue from a call down, and right away he jumps on the supports. He's actually caught on the opposite side. Both of the damage dealers are caught on the opposite side. It's really not going to matter. I think this might be game out, Prez. Yeah, Gyro's still up. There goes the Invoker. Last hope is the Gyrocopter, and he has a buyback if he wants to, but is it really going to make a difference here?
Rack's tower is down. This is basically the worst case situation.
Yeah, I mean, look how fast she's bringing it down. Nobody can really step into contest. It's just going to, one by one, it's going to go, and this is just going to be money city for Luna right here. I mean, Rax is down. She's just going to town.
Yeah, we're just seeing that, frankly, Leo wasn't able to get the goal that he desperately needed. At this point, the only way BoB can turn it around is to go balls deep and grab the rapier.
Oh, well, apparently the winning team wants to go balls deep. She sold her boots and the Midas.
This could be the game-deciding purchase coming out of Lolling Blue.
Well, she's got her boots of travel coming out there right now, so she's going to have like almost maximum movement speed from that as well. So, ugh. I mean, if BoB get their hands on that, you know, that could really be a turning point for them. Gyro with a rapier is always terrifying, and aside from Luna, semXorah really don't have any reliable damage to bring down the Gyrocopter. So I really think that if they get their hands on the rapier, that is potentially they could just turn it around and steamroll semXorah's base. But then again, semXorah still have 2 mid towers and 1 in either in their side lanes, in both of their side lanes. So honestly, even if they get the rapier, I think it would still be a decent amount of time before BoB could really turn in and put a foothold. The stream looks alright. Good. Top lane looking to make the push once again. Full 5. Gyro's actually down here in our bottom lane. He does have a TP, if necessary. He's got 5,700 gold. I'm sure he wouldn't like to spend that on buyback, but he might have to. I think he's probably waiting for the rapier. He might just sell the Ring of Aquila. Yeah, Aquila, he's going to sell the ring and buy the rapier. There it is. Boom. Rapier on him. He's going to TP back to base. He's going to have to do so very, very, very quickly here. Luna's actually going to town. There goes one, and there it is. They're open. The gates are open. She can go to town. Ladao, BKB pot the damage. Ladao, he goes down as well, and she's jumping on these racks. There is no chance that these are going to be okay, and Gyro's coming in too late, and the GG is called. That's it. Even with Leo the Mixer's rapier, I think it was just too late. He came in too late. The rest of his team was already dead.
Yeah, it's really the rapier purchase securing the win, I guess, but it could have easily thrown it had BoB been a little bit more coordinated during that fight.
Well, that is our first game of the night, guys. We've got 2 more coming for you. I might actually go get some coffee across the street real quick. Wake up. Either way, we've got 2 more games coming to you. Hope you enjoyed this one.